In last week's video, I had an exciting flight from Nogales to the weird southern intersection between California and Arizona at Yuma. In this video, I start my last day of flying along the U.S. Mexico border, traveling from Yuma to the little runway right along the border in Jacumba, California.
That was check. Check. That was weird. It didn't seem like any fuel was getting pushed into the carb with the priming. I don't understand what that's all about. All right, we got oil pressure, and the volume's a little bit loud. Transmitter failure on the ADS-B on the Stratus. So we turn it off, turn it back on. All right, oil pressure, turn the lights on. Nav and intercom are on. Controls are free and correct. I already checked all that. I set the altimeter and the pressures already changing. Okay, gas is on this tank. Should be an hour and 21 minutes to Brownsville, so we'll leave it on this tank, and then we'll top this one up when we get there. We don't need this tank at all. So it's at 80 plus 50, 100, and then a little bit more, 140. That sounds right. All right. Okay. Tower's 119.3, I've got that tuned in. Ground is 121.9. Oh, what I need to do is check the weather. 118.8.
3 left, visual approach runway 8. Bird warning condition green. Pressure altitude 280. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Uniform. Marine Corps Air Station Yuma information. Uniform 1357 Zulu. Weather better than 5005. Wind calm. Temperature 2 tree. Altimeter 2985. Precision approach runway 3 left. Visual approach runway 8. Bird warning condition green. Pressure altitude 280. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Uniform.
All right, and then let's go back to 119.3. So we're on 121.9. That's ground. 119.3. And I'll tell them I'd like to depart the area to the northwest. Maybe they'll give me runway 35. 121.9. Yuma ground, Luscombe 1813 kilo at Millionaire. Ready to taxi with uniform, and I'll plan on making a northwest departure.
Luscombe 1813 kilo, Yuma ground, runway 8, taxi via Zulu to Zulu.
Zulu to Zulu, runway 8, Luscombe 13 kilo. So runway 8. Okay, so let's see, I think I gotta go back the way I came. See, I'm gonna have to go north, basically. So I think I have a picture. Oh, Zulu 2. Okay, there we go. Yep. So Zulu 3, Zulu 2. Gotcha. Both tanks are full. So basically I'm gonna go straight up and I'll tee right into the end of runway 8. All right, Zulu 2, Zulu.
Good friend, Yuma ground, Cactus 1537 is clear of 35 at Zulu 3 going to Millionaire.
Cactus 1537, Yuma ground, taxi to Millionaire via Zulu 3.
Zulu 3 to million, cactus 1537.
Zulu. Okay, this is Zulu. Zulu to Zulu. Coolio, got it. Hey, doing okay. And oil temp's coming up, I see it already. Yuma Tower, Luscombe, 1813 kilo, holding short, runway 8, ready for takeoff, and I'll be departing the area to the northwest. And trim's good.
1813 kilo, Yuma Tower, runway 8, wind calm, clear for takeoff, make a left downwind departure.
Luscombe, 1813 kilo, clear for takeoff, runway 8, left downwind departure. A bunch of V-22s. I didn't see those yesterday coming in. Oh, and Jolly Green Giants. Sweet.
Number 13 kilo, climb unrestricted, flight following on 125.55, frequency change approved.
Luscombe 13 kilo, thanks for your help, mate. Climb unrestricted. That's funny. Alrighty, so, yeah, I'm still way within his airspace, but...
Normally, the controller won't set you free until you're out of their airspace, but I guess it wasn't very busy here, so he let me go while I was still well within the Class D ring.
There must not be anybody else around, so... So, he let me go. Alrighty. Check, 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 tell it, there we go. I can hear myself a little better.
Yuma Tower, this is 2007 Echo, descending through 5,000, we're about 13 miles to the northwest. Request touch and go and then the departure to the north.
This is 2007 Echo, Yuma Tower, make it straight into runway 8, report 3 mile final.
Straight in runway 8, report 3 miles, 07 Echo.
Yeah, I think I see the U.S. Mexico border over there.
Sky 6 Romeo Zulu, speed permitting, make the 180, back taxi.
If possible, we'll keep our speed up and get off at Kilo up here. For 6 Romeo Zulu.
6 Romeo Zulu, roger, turn left on Kilo, contact ground 121.91 off.
Left at Kilo and then up ground for 6 Romeo Zulu, thanks.
Alright, now I'm on 122.9. And that's the frequency at Jacumba. I'm planning on landing there just for fun. Lots of swimming pools. Yeah, that's the corner right there, I think so. Yeah, California will be to the right once we cross that line. Fuel's on this tank, that one's off. They're both full. This is the one we'll be on all the way to Brownsville today. And then we'll top it up and still stay on it. Possibly all the way up to, what is it? Big Bear City? Alright, that is the corner. So it's Mexico right there, which is crazy. This is Arizona, that's California. Well, that's all California, I guess. And then back this way. Yeah, that corner right there. Well, actually the river, of course, is the dividing line, but that's Mexico right there.
The city in Baja California, Mexico, nestled in this sharp little corner, is Los Algodones. It has a population of around 5,500 and is popularly referred to as Molar City due to the large number of dentists there that cater to Americans seeking affordable dental care outside the U.S. The shape of this corner of Arizona is interesting. This is the southern border of California, and this is the southern border of Arizona. The final bit of shape here is created by the Colorado River. On this leg, I fly what is possibly the straightest shot of the entire trip. As always, though, there's a lot of cool stuff to see out the window, and I land at a quirky little airport about as close to the border as you can get.
Yep, more construction work going on here.
This is the All-American Canal, an 82-mile-long aqueduct. It ties into the Colorado River about 30 miles upstream from Yuma and pipes water into the Imperial Valley and 9 cities. It's the Imperial Valley's only water source. The Imperial Valley runs between the Salton Sea and Calexico on the U.S. Mexico border. I'll fly along that southern edge of the valley shortly. The All-American Canal ultimately irrigates over 600,000 acres of cropland, naturally one of the driest areas on Earth. It is the largest irrigation canal in the world, carrying a maximum of 26,155 cubic feet of water per second. The All-American Canal runs parallel to the Mexico-California border for several miles. With over 500 people having drowned in the canal since its completion in 1942, it has been called the most dangerous body of water in the U.S. The canal is deep, its water cold and swift-moving. Not surprisingly, many of those killed are people trying to sneak into the U.S. from south of the border.
I wonder how much of that water evaporates each day. Someone doing some dune buggy stuff over on the sand dunes on the Mexico side there. There's tracks. I don't see a dune buggy, but someone was out there messing around, it looks like. Or maybe just, who knows, maybe not a dune buggy, maybe border people or drug dealers or who knows. Look at all the sand dunes. Yeah, there's a highway up here, so yeah, if you wanted to visit these sand dunes, it'd probably be pretty easy to access them. Dunes are cool. Wonder how deep the sand goes. Huh. Cool, that was awesome. Ooh, it actually feels cool. Cool right now, feels nice. That's interesting, there's 45 angle braces along the fence here. Presumably because there's no good foundation, I don't know, and there's concertina wire on the top there, which I had not seen before on the long stretches of this anti-personnel fence. All right, we have some power lines up ahead here. So I'm gonna get a little altitude and hop over these things. We got, yeah, don't want to be too low along the border there. Those are some big towers, and it looks like the wires keep running there. I got a border patrol or two over there. What's that obstacle flashing on the screen there? Yeah, they're hard to miss. And we got a border patrol there. Up, dragging some tires. Well, pressure's good, oil temperature is good, 2400 RPM or so. Doesn't look like any wind. Look at that, those sand dunes, man, they go on for a long, long way there.
As with the aforementioned town, these dunes are called the Algodones Dunes. In Spanish, Los Algodones means the cotton plants. These dunes extend a whopping 45 miles, having a width of about 6 miles. The dunes have a northwest-southeast orientation, which corresponds to the prevailing wind direction in the area.
Yeah, tons of sand dunes. Wow, they go for miles and miles and miles and miles. They're on the VFR chart there. Okay, so it looks like these power lines go off to the right a little bit, away from the border. Yep, they parallel the freeway and the canals. Yeah, oil temperature's already up a little bit compared to what it would normally be. I'll keep an eye out for those wires in case the towers come back over to the border. Hey, Border Patrol guy. Alright, so Mexicali, I suppose, is the next sort of interesting landmark. Calexico and Mexicali. Two opposite combinations of California and Mexico. I think we got a little bit of a right quartering tailwind here. Yeah, some regular small power poles there, not those big ones. Actually, I want to switch over to 122.8 because that's Calexico International, so I want to be on their frequency. And
Calexico traffic, Sirius 5, top 10 is 3 miles to the west. CF in a right downwind, runway 26, Calexico.
so where are those mountains? There's some mountains I'm going to have to hop over. Maybe. Yeah, I think I got a little bit of a tailwind, so yeah, that guy's probably going to do straight in.
So managing traffic here, 301 is up down 2,000, 24,000 down the departure.
Yeah, that's basically sea level. So pattern altitude should be 1,000, so if I'm at 500.
Calexico traffic, Sirius 5, top 10 is turning right base, runway 26, Calexico. Traffic, Sirius 5, top 10, turn final, runway 26, Calexico.
Yeah, there was one point at which I was going to stop here. Well, it was at least one of the options. Oh, there's Border Patrol way over there. Wonder why they're not driving along here. They're driving on the other side of that canal there. Couple vehicles right there. Calexico traffic, Luscombe 1813 kilos, 8 miles to the east. I'm flying right along the border at about 500 AGL, just transiting the area. I'll keep an eye out for anybody in the pattern, but it shouldn't be a factor, Calexico. Oh, we got a big line of cars here. People coming into the U.S. Wow. Oh, look at all that smog.
Calexico, with a population of around 40,000, is the city on the U.S. side of the border, and Mexicali, in the state of Baja California, just across the border in Mexico, has a population of over 1 million. Calexico began as a tent city of the Imperial Land Company, and thus the Imperial Valley got its name. Founded in 1899, the Imperial Land Company converted the land into a fertile setting for year-round agriculture.
So this is Mexicali, much bigger than Calexico, which is on the U.S. side. Boy, a lot of smog there, it looks like. I think it's smog. I don't know.
Mexicali has gone from a primarily agricultural economy to also having a thriving industry of maquiladoras, factories in which parts from the United States are imported, assembled, and then returned to the U.S. as finished products. These companies include Honeywell, GKN Aerospace, Kellogg's, Gulfstream, UTC Aerospace Systems, SunPower, Rockwell Collins, LG Electronics, National Oilwell Varco, Mitsubishi, Autolite, Nestle, Coca-Cola, Robert Bosch, and Goodrich Corporation. As with pretty much all the towns in this part of the world, the origin of Calexico and Mexicali goes back to the Spaniards and various indigenous peoples of the Americas. This is the southern end of the Imperial Valley. The All-American Canal turns north here and provides water to the entire valley.
Calexico traffic, Luscombe 1813 kilo, about 4 miles to the east. If I'm flying right along the border, just transiting the area at low altitude, I'll keep an eye out for anybody in the pattern. Oh, it's a nice looking city actually. Mexicali. Calexico traffic, Luscombe 1813 kilos, transiting the area just south of the field along the border, 500 feet AGL, Calexico. Don't see anybody else. No one else on the radio. Yeah, definitely some of the parts of the town here do not look like the very best. Other parts of town look really nice, but some don't look very good.
In hindsight, I'm kind of irritated I didn't land here. I don't know what I was thinking. I could very easily and quickly have landed, back-taxied, and taken off, adding just 5 minutes to my flight.
West Marine from Tacoma is calling. I'll give them a call and tell them that I'm out of town and I'll come pick up that piece of rope when I get back. Calexico traffic, Luscombe 1813 kilos, departing the area to the west right along the border at 500 AGL, Calexico. Yeah, I got a little quartering right tailwind. Or no, yeah, it's got to be a quartering right headwind. I'm having to crab a little bit to the north, and I'm going a little bit slow. Not much though, a little bit. Dang, look at all these solar panels. There's a bazillion of them. Tons of them. That is one nasty looking canal over there on the Mexico side. Alright, I'm coming up on an area where I'm supposed to be 500, more than a 500 AGL. Whew, stinks. Farmland going on here. So, not sure what I'm going to do here. I may just go around this thing, since I'm actually a little uncertain about what it is. And seems like the terrain is climbing, and I got mountains. I got rising terrain to worry about. I think I'm going to go around this TFR. And it's not that big. I mean, I'll lose a little bit of my border tour, but...
This is Mount Signal Solar, also known as Imperial Valley Solar Project, a 794 megawatt photovoltaic power station developed and constructed by 8 Minute Energy Renewables. It's being built in 3 phases and, when done, will be one of the world's largest photovoltaic solar farms.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe that TFR goes over those mountains, so I'd need to be more than 500 over the top of those mountains, which, I don't know. Actually, you know, that might be okay. That might be interesting. Maybe I'll try that. I think I can do that. So it's 500 AGL. I gotta be climbing anyway all the way to those mountains, I think. So that'll definitely get me 500 above all of this. And then I would just need to clear the top of those mountains by 500, which is no problem. And then the mountains are gonna drop away, so then I'll be way more than 500. So yeah, I think that's not a big deal. Look at that fence going up and down. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep climbing until I'm all the way, until I'm well clear of those mountains. See, I'm way more than a 500 AGL now. I'm over 1,000 AGL, which means I'm gonna be over the top of this TFR, which goes surface to 500 AGL. And you know, actually I think it just goes to the mountains. So what in the world is down there? What in the world is 500 feet below me? Or within 500 feet of the ground? Yeah, oil temperature's going up. Yeah, this'll work out just fine. But I'm not sure what in the world this spot of desert is a TFR for. Yeah, so I'm well over 500 AGL. I'm more like 1,500 AGL. Well, more than 1,000. Anyway. So I'm almost, so basically I'm in the TFR now. It's this whole big area out in front of me over to the mountains, ground to 500. So what's going on? I don't see anything down there. I don't see anything going on. Well, temperature's getting up there pretty good. And it's this TFR's here for a week, I think, is what it was, starting. Was it yesterday or today? Yesterday, I think. Going for a week or so, I think, till October 3rd or something. So I'm climbing about 80 miles an hour. Temperature's getting pretty warm, the oil temp. No reason to climb at 70, because I think I've got quite a long ways to go here. 10 miles or so, almost, until I get to the mountains. So I don't need to climb that fast. I'm climbing a couple hundred feet a minute here, which is fine. Yeah, I'm at 2,500, so I'm actually a couple thousand AGL here, I think. Looks like the ground's around 250. So, climbing, climbing, climbing. Don't know how high these mountains are. More than a couple thousand. I don't see a peak shown on the sectional. And the fence I see ends there at the foothills. Alright, and the temperature is getting up near the top of the green. So I'm at full throttle, 2350, going just over 80 miles an hour airspeed. Yeah. Oil temperature is near its maximum allowable. And I'm just barely climbing. I think we've got to be getting pretty close to the elevation of that ridge line. Got a bunch of windmills over there, got a bunch of windmills over here. Those windmills, I guess, are they're in Mexico. Got the fence ends this foothill, and then it continues after that foothill to the base of the mountain. Yeah, oil temperature is staying right about near the top of the green, and I'm climbing about just over 80. There's no reason to climb at VY when I've got such a long distance to be able to attain any necessary altitude. And that would just make the engine hotter than it needed to be. And I'm climbing real slow, maybe 100 feet a minute, 150 feet a minute, but I don't care. Keeping the oil temp within an acceptable range is much more important than a few feet per second more climb rate. I still cannot see what's beyond this ridgeline directly in front of me. Jacumba, which is at 2844, is not too far ahead of me. It's not too far past this ridgeline. And I'm out of the TFR now. Gotta be close to that ridgeline altitude. Pretty close, we're 4,000 feet. Oil temp might actually be coming down a little bit. Maybe the air's just cool enough up here a little bit higher.
Palomar traffic, Lead 21 is 10 miles to the southwest, currently 5,500.
122.9, because that's what Jacumba is. So I can actually see over most of the ridgeline, not directly in front of me, but just off to the right of it I can see over the top. 2,800, so pattern altitude would be 39 or 38. So 43 would be a good altitude to overfly the field and take a look at it. So that's 43. Ooh, it's actually cooling off a little bit up here. So 43. There's some precarious mountain roads over there in Mexico, maybe for accessing all the windmills. One hour in the air.
Come back next week when I fly from Jacumba to within a hair's breadth of the end of my U.S. Mexico border adventure and land at Brownfield in San Diego.